Promise you is exactly who you want to be. The version that got you here is the same exact version that God has to kill. There's a version of you that has to die this year. And here's what nobody's going to tell you. And this may actually hurt, but you got to hear it. You're going to miss that person. See, the re-identification is not a glow up. It's a burial. See, the old you built something really powerful. He got you paid. He got you respected. He kept you safe when nobody was coming for you. And it's tough. It's tough to let it go. Because see, God is now telling you that person cannot come where he's taking you. And that's tough sometimes. So there's going to be a mourning period. You're going to feel regret. There are going to be nights that you betrayed the entire vision just to feel, right? Just to feel normal again. Because see, the old you was able to get you into rooms that now you're not going to fit. The old friends, what you used to laugh at, all those things, it's going to be completely different now for you. I got to tell you, it's not failure. It's a tune. Everybody wants resurrection, but nobody wants 3 days in the dark. But here's what you have to do. Stop dragging the old corpse. You're not stuck. You're just attached. So I want you to stop negotiating with that dead man. Right? Stop negotiating with him, asking him for permission for you to live. God doesn't renovate that version. He replaces him. So I want you to let him go. You can grieve him if you need to, but then get up, because the person that you're becoming, I promise you, is exactly who you want to be. The version that got you here is the same exact version that God has to kill. There's a version of you that has to die this year. And here's what nobody's going to tell you. And this may actually hurt, but you got to hear it. You're going to.
All right, folks, let me get a real quick check here on why my Facebook is not working. Let me see here. I thought Facebook was going to be on here. Let me make sure I'm right. For those that are popping in, appreciate it. I know it's early, probably nobody there, but I'm just in that mindset that someone is watching. Let me get this off of here. Let me cover this here. I don't know why, but we are going to find out why. Facebook Live producer, choose where you want to go live. Where is that at? Okay. Facebook Live producer, Facebook Live producer, where are you? Facebook Live producer, where are you? I know you're in here somewhere. Let me see here. Let me close this off, make sure we're good here. Nobody's popping in. I'm on live YouTube. Awesome, awesome. We just might forget about YouTube today, and that's okay. Thanks for being here. Kenneth Francis here, aka the consultant. Awesome to be here today on a Monday, Market Monday, for the Unbanked You Show. And this show has been, I've been running this for the last really almost a month on Mondays, but it had a little different vibe to it. It was more like coffee, collaborations, crypto. And then I had a Wednesday, and then I had a Friday. But then I just said, you know what, let's just call it the Unbanked You Show, because typically when I get on here and other people join me, guess what happens? We just start talking, right? We start talking and enjoying, each other's conversation, and that's it, right? So I don't really have, say, lobby is on, waiting room is on, click to disable lobby, cool, okay. Turn on laser pointer. Wow, this thing is powerful. This is a new technology called R-Link Studio. Obviously, if you're on it, hopefully people are downloading it. You may have to download. I probably should have said that in the post, but it's going to take some time for people to get used to it, just like Zoom or anything else. But I love this. Let's see, chat, connect with participants, everyone. Yes, got that. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so I was just showing a video of my good friend and my business partner, my mentor, David Eminitier, and he was talking about, change and, killing the old person that you are or that you were, and, not allowing not dwelling on those things and on that person or who that person was. But I think it's a great kind of a parallel to, what I'm doing right now, saying that I'm the digital asset coach, the consultant. I had to kind of not look back on my past, right? Because I've been doing this for 11 plus years, consulting individuals about cryptocurrency and the underlying technology, blockchain, and helping them set up their wallets, helping them acquire assets, helping them move those assets into the market. And, that was quite a journey, right? Let me see if I can get this right. Bottom field strip, large, share width, and thumbnails below. This is cool. This technology is crazy. Okay, so let me stop share here. We're going to stop share. There we go. Boom. We're going to stop share. I got I'm in another part of the house. I'm trying to figure all this out. So bear with me here. But I think I'm going to have some nice stuff behind me, obviously. And we'll have all that set up here in another couple of days or a week or so. But glad you're here. If you're chiming in and you see me, I'm wondering why the Facebook isn't working. It's okay. But this is what we get into on the Market Mondays. I went and asked AI, right? Because I have a persona. I have a couple of really neat projects or products built into it that I engage to keep me on point. AI isn't everything, but it can definitely help you do everything, right? I think that's key. It isn't everything, but it can help you do everything at a higher level, at a more efficient clip. And that's what I use it for. So this morning I asked it, I said, hey, it's Market Monday. What do I discuss? And AI had some really good stuff to say. And this is Chat GPT Plus. It said, since it's Market Monday, I'd stay away from the generic Bitcoin price today. There are several bigger stories this morning that fit the unbanked you thesis, right? So I'm like, cool, talk to me. So number one, the topic of the show, the banks aren't fighting crypto anymore. They're becoming crypto banks. And I think that's very interesting because I've been saying that the last few shows, I was like, banks are becoming crypto exchanges and crypto exchanges are becoming banks. Basically, everybody's becoming a crypto bank. That's what's happening. And it's funny because over the course of the last, 10, 11 years, it was the exact opposite. The banking system, the institutions were saying, don't touch it. It's a scam. It's a fraud. It's a bubble. It's going to crash. And it just kept growing and kept growing. If you zoomed out at the overall, view of Bitcoin on the charts, it's just constantly, gradually going up, regardless if it does take a dip here, a little mini crash or a correction here or there, it's going up, right? Because it's a with mathematical precision, by the way, because of the halving, because there's only 21 million coins. There's so many cool reasons to really lay your hat on because you can't dispute math, right? 1 + 1 is, thank you. 2 + 2 is, right? Same thing, right? 0 + 0, you get it, right? When there's a mathematical equation, a formula to anything, typically you can't dispute the result, right? So that's what we're dealing with here. So with all the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, obviously, it doesn't care, right? Crypto, blockchain, all the things that make that thing run, it doesn't care about your opinions. It only cares about its mathematical precision, and that's what it's doing. So to read a little bit more into it, the timing is strong. The FDIC just approved deposit insurance for a proposed national bank whose model includes digital assets and stablecoins. Meanwhile, banks and financial institutions continue experimenting with tokenized settlement infrastructure, right? And this is ongoing, folks. Like this stuff doesn't end. I'm gonna pull this up here because I want to make sure if anybody's popping on here, if anybody sees me, I think that means in live. Okay, I'm streaming live in 2 places. I'm getting used to this technology, so bear with me. I don't know why this RTMP code for Facebook is not working. It just doesn't make sense to me. I wish it was because I'm live 2 places, but guess what? I'll just have to drop it there and go from there. Let me see something real quick. Bear with me real fast, folks. Let me see. Real fast. Let's see the Facebook. Where would I find that? I just want to find this real quick because it doesn't take but a second to pull this RPTMP, or whichever one it is, to pull it up and connect it. Oh, wow. Where is it? Where's the last time I get that? Here it is. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. There it is. Stream. No. That's not it. Where do I find that? I think I would find it here. Settings and privacy settings. Here it is. I'm going to find it real quick. Bear with me here. Pro mode. Come on, come on. Where are you? Stories, promo. Um, let me just find it real quick. Define keyboard. Okay. Settings. Settings. Hold on. Open produce. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, if I would have just clicked the button. Gosh, man, come on, man. There it is right there. All right, I'm almost there. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna make this work. There it is. Copy that. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna put the stream key right here. Oh no, now it's freezing on me. Come on now. See server URL right there. That's totally different. Stream key here. We're gonna post this here, paste. Yep. And then we're gonna do the server URL, which I think it already knows that. I think it already has that there. Okay, copy here. Advanced settings. Okay. Persistent. This can be used. Okay, there we go. Every time you go live. Yes. That's what I didn't do. Aha. I found it. I found it. I didn't make it a consistent or repetitive key, so apparently. And that's what I think that's the same thing there. Yeah, that's the same. So I'm gonna add it here. Save. Couldn't connect. I think it couldn't connect because I was. Oh, that sucks, man. Save destination. Maybe I'll do that. Go back. I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out today. Stream key copy. Paste. Oh, that's not it. Paste. Yes. Save. Yes. Yes. Facebook's connected. Okay, I must be live. I must be live. Let me check my phone. Man, let me see. I'm on. When does the show start? It starts right now. Hold on. I got to make sure you're in here, bro. I got a couple people here popping in apparently. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me this thing is not working. I think I might have to. Let me see. Attendees. Nope. I think I know what happened. Oh my gosh. I think I have the wrong link for the show. Leave without assisting host. Leave assign host. Share. No, not share screen. I need to share the live. Thought it would be the same thing every week. Let me see. Is this on X right now? Let me go to X to see. Oh my gosh, this stuff is just running here. I can't believe I did that. Let's kill that. Go back. Oh, it was old. It's alive now. It's not there. Don't see it on my X at all. And I'm wondering if it's on YouTube. Let me see if it's on YouTube. I don't know. Let me see. This is the one I got. I guess it would just pop here if I went here. It says it's live streaming. Share this. No, I don't want to do that. Copy that. If I share this, it says it's live on YouTube. What? Come on. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe that's gonna work. Maybe that works. Shit, I don't know. If I go there. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Why it's not letting me go live. Weird. Okay. No, don't just get in this one because this is all messed up, man. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that one. There it is. Oh shoot. Let me see. No, you was good. You were in there. No, you wasn't the right one. That was right. Dropped out. I got so much going on, man. There it is. Okay, there's one. Trying to figure this out, bro. Let me see. All right. You there, Brian? Mic check. Oh yeah, my mic is hot for sure. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. It's weird. I think what happened was when I initially set this up last week, I I was thinking that the URL would just stick to the domain that I forwarded from GoDaddy, but I think it gave me a new link when I went back live. I'm like, wait, I want the same. So I need to figure out how to get our link to keep this, the static or the set link. So every week or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it just connects to unbankedu.live, right? So I think I have a little issue with that, but ain't no big deal. Still learning this stuff, man. But I still love the tech though. It's dope, man. It's dope. So I gotta make you admin. Can you? I can't hear you. Unmute. I see you. I know you're here. I saw you to the fire, so that was cool. But yeah, so that link, I could copy the URL and just send that out, and it worked. It just came back to the wait, are you talking? Hello? I didn't get my stuff together, bro. I moved my whole office and stuff, so I'm kind of in a different spot. Are you saying something now? Nah, you ain't. You're not muted. You're not unmuted. Let me see. Oh, here's a chat. Oh. I'm getting used to it. I'm muted. Yes. Can you unmute yourself? I know Paul always sends out the same link. I'll ask him. Yeah, I see you. All right, appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's what I was doing. I'm like, well, because when I went back there, it just had me check the 3 places that I'm sending it. None of those places show it live though. I'm just like, it's not on Facebook because I was figuring out why the RTMP code wasn't connected there. And then I went to X and I'm not, but it says I'm live on X. I'm just like, this must be the old link. Something going on, man. So maybe I need to log in from my login unbankedyou.live. Maybe I just go to unbankedyou.live and log in as a host. I think that may be what it is. Hold on, let me try something. That may be what it is, man. Yeah. See? I think that's what it is. Man. Oh, let me see. Okay. Oh, I think that's what it is. I'm hopping out. YouTube. So now it says it's starting. Now apparently I'm on YouTube. And I'm going to add Facebook. And Facebook says it's live. Okay. We getting somewhere, bro. We getting somewhere.
Hey, let's get it.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if it actually show up on there though. I'm like, where? I don't see it. Like, you think it would be on my page? Maybe it's oh. Oh, that's the stories. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna try the X account because I got that RTMP deal connected there. And now it says it's live on. Okay, so I'm live here. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on X, apparently. So let me try X real quick. This is gonna be huge. If I can get this thing figured out, then I know. No, it's not, bro. At least it says maybe after, maybe it doesn't show it live. Maybe it posts after I'm done. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into some stuff, man. I know I got, just you here, me and you are here. Hopefully, like I said, I hope I didn't lose anybody because you're the only one I messaged back. I know a few people were asking what time we were going on. We'll figure it out. One of my guys, good friends.
Bro, I see you live on YouTube right now.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. That's what I'm talking about. That worked. I'm just trying to figure out why the Facebook and the X is acting up. But it's all good. We'll run with it. Let me see on YouTube. Yep, we're gonna see real quick like. Yeah. Let's see, music recents. I don't even know how to get to that. Oh, view channel. Yep, there I am on Facebook. I mean, I'm on YouTube for sure. So that's all that matters because then I can take it from YouTube and we can just, I can share it anywhere and create all kinds of reels and stuff. So anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this Market Monday. Obviously, this show is 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Market Mondays, Wealth Wisdom Wednesdays, and then on Fridays, which I didn't have it this last Friday, has crazy stuff going on, getting things situated with life in general. So I did not have it. And also I needed to, kind of figure some things out and what I wanted to do. But I had a lot going on this weekend. Good stuff though. Nothing crazy, on that side of the deal. But yeah, Friday is going to be called the Futuristic or Future Fridays, which just gets into, what's here, what's to come. What can we look forward to, having that vision about the market, what we can do to position ourselves, blah, 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 all that on Friday. So those are 3 shows that sit under the Unbanked You show kind of umbrella. And that's the goal. So Market Mondays, we just get into the market. And it's funny, I asked AI because, AI is very helpful when you ask quality questions. It's not everything, but it definitely helps you with everything, right? We know that. But it said, I'd stay away from generic Bitcoin price today. There are several bigger stories. And the one story it's talking about is the topic it would like me to talk about is the fact that the banks aren't fighting cryptocurrency anymore. They're becoming crypto banks. And it says the timing is strong. The FDIC just approved deposit insurance for a proposed national bank whose model includes digital assets and stable coins. Meanwhile, banks and financial institutions continue experimenting with tokenized settlement infrastructure. This is from payments.com. That's PYMNTS. It's really, really interesting. That's one deal. And it says for years, everyday people were told crypto was dangerous. It was speculative and something banks wanted nothing to do with. Now banks are building digital asset infrastructure themselves. So this morning, I want to ask a couple of different questions. If the institutions are preparing for this new financial system, what are you doing to prepare? There you go. That's the question. So that's where Unbanked You comes in. That's where my new platform comes in, theconsultant.com, unbankedyou.com. Those 2 platforms. I have mywalletsetup.com. I'm figuring out, where the most important, I wouldn't say most important, they're all important, but the most adoptable. I think it's going to be the initial digital readiness assessment. that's going to be, I think that's where everybody needs to start. I don't care if you've been in crypto for a decade, can't be in crypto that long, but over, 10, 15 years, however long it's been for you. If you were in 2009, if you got in right when Bitcoin got started, one of those kind of guys, number one, you're probably a Bitcoin enthusiast and you're probably not even thinking about what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, there's all kinds of people in that window of time, that last 20 years or so that have been in and out of crypto or still in it or lost hope and quit. Maybe you lost money, you got scammed. There's so many people. There's a lot of brand new people that have yet to even get in the space. They have still yet to put a toe in the water when it comes to blockchain technology and digital assets. I want to appeal to all those people, right? So it starts with that digital readiness assessment. Are you ready, like it said, for what's to come, right? If the banks are preparing for it, what are you doing to prepare? It starts with that digital readiness form. I'm going to show it to you right quick on my website here. Let me go ahead and share. And it's real simple. It's just going to ask you some really simple questions, about crypto, about Bitcoin, what you know, what you may not know. Let me share my screen, make it easy here. Share, boom, boom. And this is my digital asset coach page, my brand, The Consultant. It's kind of a play on my name, obviously. It says timeless strategy, futuristic leverage, right? That's what it's all about. So helping everyday people prepare for the future of money. The financial world is changing faster than ever through education, self-custody, cybersecurity awareness, AI, and digital assets. I help people build the knowledge and confidence to navigate the digital economy with clarity, right? So you can start your assessment here. It loads up. It's right there on the page. And boom, digital readiness assessment. The first step isn't buying a course. The first step is understanding your current level of readiness, honestly and without judgment. So you're going to follow these 12 questions across 4 readiness pillars. Takes about 5 minutes. Instant score and personalize on your next step. Your results emailed straight to your inbox, right? Digital asset literacy, self-custody readiness, cybersecurity awareness, AI, and future readiness. So yeah, if you don't mind, go in there while we're here and take it and do it. And I'll get the email back, and then you can actually book a 30-minute, 45-minute session with me and get more details and in depth on what all this really means and how, based upon where you're at, right? Obviously, how I can help you improve your strategy, help you, whatever it is that you're needing, right? If you're just getting started, great. If you kind of got beat up and you wonder if this is all really great. If you're elite, quote unquote, in crypto and blockchain, and maybe you're an influencer and you got thousands of clients that need the service, great. Let's talk, let's collaborate, let's communicate. Let's build some value for the community, for the people, because this technology was built for us. As you can see, the banks, they realize it now. They realize we couldn't beat them. Let's join them, right? Let's build it. Let's build on it, right? And this whole time we've had this power, so to speak. We've had this leverage, and we've been bickering and arguing about if the coin is going up or down. It wasn't even about that. It's about the infrastructure that is supporting this, that actually allows the coin to even function. That's the power play. That's the real value. The real value is what can we build on it? How can we improve the value exchange on it? How can we go outside the system, the traditional system, and bank together, right? That's really that last, I think that's that last kind of layer that is going to break everything. Once we realize, me and BJ on here right now, that I can send BJ $1 million and not bat an eye because I trust the technology more than I would trust the traditional system handling that for me, because there's scrutiny, there's all kinds of fees, there's all kinds of jurisdiction, legislation. There's a lot going on over there that I could avoid and I could eliminate from the process. Like the white paper said, and Bitcoin has said, hey, this technology eliminates the intermediary parties in between value exchange, meaning I don't need you, bank. I don't need you, institution. I need me and BJ to agree on a certain amount and make it happen. And that's it. In 15 minutes or less, 10 minutes or less, used to be seconds or less. We know how the blockchain is now. If you've been involved, it used to move. And I could ping a phone, and the crypto would go here to here in like 2 or 3 seconds. I can move Bitcoin phone to phone, just that quick. Fast forward, 15, 11 years, however long it's been. Yeah, 11 years or so. Guess what? It takes a little longer, but it depends on the crypto as well and the time of day. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is that's all it takes to move money, right? That's all. And in the future, it'll get even more intuitive, even faster. there'll be more leverage for us to do that, especially when we've got all these different protocols and software and technologies and smart people and AI now. You want to be positioning yourself. You want to prepare yourself for that, right? So I'm gonna click here. Here it is, the first question. How well could you explain what Bitcoin is and why it exists to a friend? Not at all. This is new to me. A little. You know some basics. Fairly well. I could explain it. Very well. I do this already. That's great. Answer it like me. I know it. I do this already. Do you understand the difference between owning an asset on an exchange and owning it outright? Very well. I do this already. See, for me, it's different. But for you, you could be like, not at all. This is new to me. I don't know anything. Everything sits on an exchange or an app. No. Do you currently hold? So they don't know anything, right? I've set one up, but barely use it. Do you currently hold any digital assets in a wallet you control? So a lot of people, they don't even know what that is. So obviously, you know, you would answer accordingly, right? Is your recovery phrase stored securely offline where fire, theft, or lost device wouldn't wipe you out? Right? You got to answer that. Just keep going. I'll just answer these real quick. How often do you use unique passwords and password manager across your financial accounts? Do you use app-based or hardware two-factor authentication? Some people use SMS code. How confident are you at spotting a phishing message, fake support agent, or scam link? This is a good one because, boy, how many people do we know, BJ, that have gotten scammed with those, different text messages in those groups and Telegram or WhatsApp or just on their phone, not even outside of crypto, just getting scammed, period. A lot of people that are elderly, that are a little older, I wouldn't say they can't help themselves, but they're just not aware. They're not educated. They're not on their toes when it comes to this stuff, and they fall for these scams day in and day out. So it's a little more than just understanding the security level of things in crypto. A lot of it is just cybersecurity, and that's stuff that I get into as well, right? So you can say, hey, a little, I know the basics. How often do you use AI tools in your personal work or personal life? You can say sometimes. How prepared do you feel for how AI and automation may reshape your income over the next 5 years? Fairly well, I could explain it. Do you have a clear plan for building knowledge and assets that could hold value in the digital economy? I'll put a clear plan there. So, bam, where should I send results? You just put your name, your email, your number in there, right? And this is how your information is used. It's used to deliver assessment results on occasional insights from me. Your mobile number is optional and only used if you request direct follow-up or coaching updates. I never will sell, rent, or share your contact information. You can unsubscribe from emails at any time, and your data is stored securely. So you just put that there and you send the results and you're done. That's that fast. Could be, for some people, could be quicker than 5 minutes, really, honestly, right? But that's what this is. I want everybody to do this first, because how are you going to move forward, with what basically, with understanding what's taking place in the market if you don't know where you stand and where your footing is when it comes to this technology, right? Just basic understanding. That's why I always tell people, you definitely want to understand than just react. Understanding is more powerful, is more powerful than just reacting, right? That's what it's all about. So we can start there. So yeah, that's a little bit, kind of where my AI wanted me to start today. It's making sure that, you kind of have an idea of where to start, the starting point with what I've built out and what I put together. It should give you clarity, on that. And that's the steps that I want people to take. I don't want you jumping way out and say, hey, I don't want to buy some Chainlink. No, do you understand what blockchain is? That's what I want to know. Forget about all that. We've done that before. We've run out there and spent thousands of dollars on some coin because somebody said this token is going to go up without understanding anything on the foundational level. It's like almost like, picking fruit off of a tree or having that idea of say, I want to pick fruit off of a tree, but the seed hasn't even produced anything above the ground yet. Like you can't speed up that process. It's something that you have to do first. You have to put the seed in the ground. You have to water that seed. You have to nurture that seed. You have to pull the weeds from around that seed. You have to make sure that it's fertile, right? You have to make sure it has fertilizer. You have to make sure that you get what I'm saying? It has sunlight. That's how you grow. So think about that in the same parallel as you getting started in blockchain. There's a lot of things that have to take place for you to be fruitful. There you go, in that space. And guess what? It's very volatile. It's very unpredictable, and the space can be unforgiving, right? You can easily make a mistake, based off of you just not understanding something very, very simple, and it happens every single day. And what is it? Man, there's some numbers out there. I think it's last year. Man, what is it? 3 billion. I think it's $3 or $4 billion just last year alone in fraud and scams in crypto. It might be bigger than that, actually. It's a big number. It's definitely in the billions, and it's staggering. Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 billion just last year. Just people that lost crypto, that lost assets, and a lot of that could have been avoided by just education, understanding, and education. So that's where we're at with that. Let me see if anybody's popping in here. We don't have anything popping in here yet. I hope, like I said, I think I may have lost some people in the very front end. I had a few people that were popping in here, but it's all good. Just want to cover that a little bit, and let's get into a little bit of the market because I think that's key. I'm on CoinMarketCap here in my account, and it's a little busy on here, honestly. But this shows you, everything that's trending. The market's a little, just a little dip here. There. This is just, like I said, on the other one before I had to switch over. If you zoom out on Bitcoin over a course of time, yeah, it goes up and down and there's many corrections and all this. But overall, it's just doing this very, very gradually, just going up because it's mathematical precision. It's 21 million coins. It's being mined. It's being bought and held, right? And it halves every, 4 years, right? So there you go. It will go up inevitably. That's what it's going to do. Now, how you position yourself during that process of it going up, that's education, that's understanding, right? There are some strategies you can use for that, but there's so many cryptocurrencies, folks, and blockchain projects and nodes and just incredible staking opportunities and protocols that grow and trade and AIs in here now. I mean, you could literally be overwhelmed by the amount of activity in this space right now. And that's why I'm here, right? So you look at Bitcoin alone is a $1.28 trillion market cap by itself. That's crazy. That's amazing. But overall, this is where everything is going, folks. You can look, just do some quick searches, and I'm gonna find another one here because the AI did such a great job. It says stable coins are becoming financial infrastructure. Earlier, 2026, banking research showed the stablecoin market above 300 billion, while banks and payment infrastructure providers continued integrating on-chain settlement. Tokenization is moving from concept toward implementation. Maybank joining Singapore's Bloom tokenized settlement initiatives gives you a current example of traditional finance testing tokenized money and settlement. I think the tokenized portion of this is really, really interesting. And let me get into this real quick. If you don't know what tokenization is, I want to do this real fast just to give you an idea. We'll cover this a little bit and get into something else. Right. Real world assets, RWA. Here it is, tokenization trends. Look at all the stuff on here. The tokenized launchpad. Tokenize your fund faster. Look at this, tokenization of 2026. Enterprise blockchain adoption trends. Tokenization in 2026 has transitioned from experimental blockchain pilots to mainstream institutional adoption, valued at over 2.1 trillion. Key drivers include major Wall Street deployment of tokenized treasuries, tokenized deposits by major banking networks, and hybrid digital traditional market integration. So, I mean, literally everything is going to be tokenized, folks. Here it is right here, a little bit here. Tier 1 banks are expanding the shared ledger networks such as JP Morgan's Connexus to unify corporate payments, client settlement, and liquidity management. Here's some growth in real world. On-chain U.S. Treasury debt has scaled to roughly 15 billion, serving as a primary yield-bearing vehicle for institutional portfolios. Asset-backed credit, private equity, home equity lines of credit, HELOCs represent the largest slice of distributed real-world asset volume. Whoa, that's huge. This is Yahoo Finance. Stable coins are increasingly utilized as the primary baseline liquidity and settlement layer for transacting tokenized assets globally. So it's here, folks. Man, it's so much to unpack here. This right here, I think it's in the quadrillions of real world assets, commodities, bonds, gold, silver, assets like that, land, real estate, just keep going. All those real world assets are now coming on chain, onto the blockchain. And it is in the quadrillions, not trillions, quadrillions. And it's pretty mind blowing. When they talked about it a few years ago, the largest wealth transfer in the history of the planet, this is what they were talking about, right? Let me see here. Tokenization, value, market value, total. Let me do total. Let me see if it comes up with anything here. Yeah, the first one, Forbes, 5.5 trillion. This is 1 hour ago. Why every bank is, oh my goodness, this is great. It's too good. It's too good, man. $5.5 trillion bet. Why every bank is racing to put Wall Street on the blockchain. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing, man. I mean, I'm just, last week, Wells Fargo, the country's fourth largest bank with about 2.3 trillion in assets, said it would offer tokenized deposits to corporate and commercial clients this fall. Like right now. And what is it, August, September, October? Yeah. Not long ago, the announcement would have been written off as yet another blockchain trial balloon. Today, it looks more like keeping up with the competition. JP Morgan and Citigroup already operate similar services. JP Morgan's Connexus network processes more than 7 billion a day and has handled over 4 trillion since launch. You never even heard of this. You're talking about, when they say how much debt the country has, what is it, 300 trillion, right? The U.S. economy, the whole thing is what's the number? What's the debt? BJ, help me out here. What is it? It's something in the, but to hear
37,
to hear entity, do you see what we're looking at here? So you're telling me a portion of the debt they've handled 4 trillion since launch. When did this thing launch? I mean, this really gives me chills. Do you see what we're dealing with right now? It's just unbelievable that this much wealth is being moved and you've never heard of it because they don't want you to hear about it. So anyway, we could do this all day long. It's very powerful, but they always talk about follow the money. Yeah, follow the money. Do what they do is what I say now, because if the banks are doing it, you need to do it. You need to figure out what they're doing, how they're positioning themselves, and how they're leveraging this tech, because you have the tech in your hands. We all have it. We have blockchain. We can go on our phone and download Web3 wallets and all kinds of different protocols to tap into staking and all kinds of just amazing ways to create earnability, to create leverage, in this space. Finally, without any type of wondering if it's real. Like, it's here. Like, this is not, there's no question, there's no more guesswork in this stuff. And it's exciting, man. It's exciting because the timing, we're just on time. We're right on time. You're not late. That's another thing I want to tell people. You're not late. You're right on time, right? If they're racing, right? This is, they're racing, meaning they're in the mode of they're moving. They're not settled. They're moving as well. So we need to get to moving. Right? So these articles are a dime a dozen. I mean, this is just one, but this is a very powerful one, though. This is Forbes, right? Yeah, I can go on and on. So this is just one category in the blockchain space, though. We're talking about real world assets. So there's all kinds of other components and different, places you could settle into. But this is the big one. This is the one where everything that we that this planet has created wealth with over the course of hundreds of years. All that institutional money, all that land, all that real estate, all that wealth is now moving from an old archaic system into a new system. And they're all down for it. They're not even hesitating. They're doing it. So pay attention is all I'm saying. Pay attention to what's inevitably here, what you can start to learn and apply and really just start to put to work for yourself. Leverage this technology. Don't get left behind wondering what happened. Let's start leveraging. Let's start leveraging, man. That's key. And it doesn't have to be millions and trillions of dollars. A couple of $1,000, couple of $100. Get your feet wet. Get in the space. Start to see how it moves. That's why I'm here. I want to show people, hey, send me, let me show you what it feels like to move cryptocurrency for those that have never done it. That's kind of like where I really, lay my hat right there. I want the everyday person that has not yet downloaded a wallet to have a good experience and learn how to set that wallet up, learn how to, to move those assets, to, have the right mindset when it comes to their security and protecting those assets, and then have the ability to deploy those assets to work for them. That's what it's all about. Money likes to multiply. It likes to move. Currency, right? It likes to be put to work. It doesn't like to sit stagnant in an account and get 0.3% annually. It likes to sit in an account and get 3 to 8% annually, right? That's what we have access to. Instead of the traditional banks, we can move our money over here and stake and get all kinds of yield, all types of different offers and just advantages to being unbanked, right? That's where the brand name Unbanked You really comes from. The ability for us to say, hey, we don't need your services any longer. We can do it for ourselves. I can do bad all by myself, right? I just had a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. He was trying to move, a couple of $100. He went through Cash App, and first of all, he had issues with his bank even allowing the deposit or the purchase of the Bitcoin. He had a little issue there. It's like a day or two went by. Finally, that went through. And then Cash App had about, $300 or $400 of Bitcoin. And then he tried to move the Bitcoin out, and then Cash App had a problem. I'm just like, these banks, they just be banking. That's what they do. They have all kinds of little, fine print, and they hold the money up and they ask you a million questions, and they have all these different security protocols of, and it's like, if I already verified, if I already sent in my license, I already did a face, what do you call it? What do you call the deal? You do the selfie. I already did the selfie. I took a picture of my license. I sent in my latest bill. I basically told you who I was, where I live, what my DNA is, and you still can't send me my money. It's like, we don't have to deal with that, right? I can just eliminate that and just go over here and do it over here with my MetaMask wallet, my Exodus wallet, my Tangent wallet. I love Tangent. I can just go do that on my own. I don't have to deal with that anymore because the stable coin is 1-for-1 USD. There it is. That's what changed the game. The stable coin changed the game, folks. So yeah, man, this is I'm excited, man. Let's just have it. Let's just talk, BJ, because I know we got a lot of stuff we're working on. Really excited about as well in crypto as well. We got incredible trading platform that we look to launch here. Hopefully this week we get that going. Actually, it's already launched. We're just looking for people that want to position themselves with a setup that gives them leverage. It gives them the ability to earn while they go live life, kind of not a set it and forget it. You don't want to do that. Don't ever set, I run when people say set it and forget it. No, you want to set it and remember it, but you don't have to pay attention to it all day long. Like, oh, let me look at every little time it moves. No. Just remember, you have a certain timeline to be in and be out, right? And that's it. And manage your money. Again, that's key. So that's what it's all about. So yeah, BJ, number one, appreciate you, having the wherewithal and the connections and the experience to even to kind of connect these dots. But we've been looking for a platform for years. It was another concept called Copy Pro Traders, and that concept gave us what I just mentioned, the ability to be in and out of the market without having to watch the market, right? Where I could just come in and see my Bitcoin increase, my leverage and improve. And it was beautiful, man, because people could go live life. You could be out of the movie, and by the time you get out of the movie, what you spend in the movie, you earned in Bitcoin from the trader. It was like, wait, I just made $80 and I spent $30 on my family to go popcorn and watch a movie. And I come out of the movie, I got ping, $80 in Bitcoin. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's called leverage, right? And it's, man, you got to experience that. You've got to experience having access to this technology and, you know, positioning yourself in the right concept, of course, right? Being able to mitigate those losses. Because let me tell you, folks, losses are inevitable. You're going to take some losses in the space. You're not going to win. That's impossible, right? Think of it as a baseball player. The average baseball player, a great baseball player, strikes out what, 7 times out of 10? They call it batting 300, right? So 3 times out of 10 attempts at the plate, they get a hit or a home run or whatever it is. They contact the ball, really is what they make contact, and they get a hit, whether it's a base hit, a triple, or whatever it is, a single, double, a bunt. They do whatever they can to get a hit, right? But they make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for being way below average. You know, 30% is good. Yes, but think of that a little bit more here. You know, when you're looking at crypto, we flip that a little bit, right? 30% of the time, you may take a loss, but 70% of the time, you're making those small little gains in the market. Just little multiplication here, a little leverage here, you know, a little residual here, a little compound interest here. You know, not a lot, because time is your biggest asset, right? The time is your biggest asset. And you've seen that, like I said, when you zoom out on Bitcoin in the market, you see that line just go because of the time, not because of today. Today, you're looking at it as going boop, and you're like, oh man, what happened? No. What about next year? Doop, little blurb, little increase. You got to have patience. You got to have consistency. You got to be ready for what the market could do. It could drive you crazy if you're just looking at it, right, BJ? I mean, so take it over, man. Just kind of explain what's on your mind, why you're excited about what we're putting together, and let's talk about it, man. Let's just talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. But I'm really pumped about it. I'm looking forward to get it all running this week and get some folks involved.
Straight up. First of all, as always, I appreciate you so much, Ken. You're taking your time and your expertise and you're sharing it with the masses, and you know that's why this show continues to grow, and that's why the value continues to show. So absolutely. So when we're talking about crypto trading and when we're talking about what we've put together, first and foremost, for those of you who don't know my background, I've been in the direct sales arena for about 21 years, and about 16 of them I've been on the top of the industry. And I turned around and I was able to open a advertising agency. And how this all ties in is a little bit of a story, but bear with me. So I opened an advertising agency, and my expertise led me to having awesome friendships like I have with you, Ken, of superstars who are in their own lane. I know you talk about that a lot. So in their own lane that are doing their own thing, and they called me friend because I could come along and with my advertising help them create more sales, more clients, more people in their downline of their organization, more members of their community. And so it's led me to have superstar friends of industries that I sometimes didn't know anything about, and I had to just rely on my advertising skills to transition the gap. And then sometimes of things that I was highly interested in, highly invested in, and I was very thankful to God that my previous achievements had led me to these kind of friendships. And with crypto trading, that's exactly where the rubber meets the road, because I was able to have literally hundreds of different traders of different industries call me friend and try to get me to run ads for their Forex deals or for their future deals or for their crypto deals. And I said, whoa, hold on. Let me look at these things. Let me see what you're doing. As I have some disposable income, let me see who I want to place my bet on, because those of you who are watching, I'll tell it to you frankly, in this case scenario, passive income is real for you, but it's not real for everyone in this equation, because somebody is the expert. Somebody's putting in the work. And that's the secret that they don't teach you about passive income is if it's going to be true passive income and not just the scammy passive income that somebody tells you is passive income long enough for you to whip out your credit card, hop into the deal and realize that you actually have to roll up your sleeves and participate. If it's true passive income, there's an expert on the other side who's not passively creating income. They're actively creating income, and you're getting to steal their homework. You're getting to ride their coattails. You're getting to accompany them to success, and your job is betting on the right horse. And this is where my relationships over the years allowed me to see everybody's pretty, everybody's ugly, everybody's real raw data so that I could turn their story into more results for them. And that I could find the hand-picked winners of where I would put my disposable income. So I, as Ken has pointed out, created a crypto trading platform now some years ago because I found a kid who's even younger than Ken and I, and then an old cat in the industry who actually found that there was more money to be made using his skill that he had of futures trading in the crypto futures industry instead of the traditional markets. And they both started crushing it with crypto. And Ken, you are a superstar at setting up these things because, as you pointed out, we want to tell you guys the truth. If you're being sung a song where somebody says, I only win, you'll never lose, run, right? Because in this world, it's not about consistency. Now, that's actually a reality. I do see traders who will bet so small and so tiny of an amount, and they're just willing to ride out the drawdown, if you will, until the market turns around for them to close out. And they're pretty much speculative traders. They're the ones who make their money off of, look at this, I'm 100% win rate, buy my product or buy my service. They're not really doing numbers that you could take home, that you could create a passive income for yourself from. So you will see that. It's not that it's impossible, but they're ones you would also stay away from because they're ones who don't mind holding your money up for weeks or months at a time to turn around and keep their 100% profit run. We have partnered with traders who they may actually close out a trade minutes into creating it at a loss so that they can reposition themselves as the market's taken an extra step down and mitigate the loss so that they can turn around and hit a larger win. And then they tell you, hey, look at the results, zoom out, judge me by a week, by a month, by a year's time, and see the 2x, the 4x, the 7x, the 10x returns that I'm seeing on my money. See the 10% weeks, the 30% months, the 100% gains sometimes in a single trade from them being able to turn around and have the winning strategy and know that they're not attached to, well, everyone's got to be a winner, as long as everyone's always going to turn a profit because they're trading for themselves. And that's the main difference for a little bit of knowledge for everybody. If you didn't want to just lock arms with Ken and I, and you wanted to go try to figure this stuff out on your own because you know it's where easy passive income is created, then you want to find somebody who's trading for themselves, somebody who's not attached to, well, it's October, as long as this trade turns a profit for me by next year, I don't really care if my money sits for 3 months in a single trade. And you turn around and somebody's not just flashing a percentage sign to get you to buy their course or to buy their whatever, they're actually making their money from trading. I've checked those 3 boxes for you with what Ken and I have together. And what's cool is, on top of this presentation, I'm actually cutting a sales video for the crypto trading service today. So you guys will be able to, as you follow Ken here and as you join the unbanked community, you'll be able to see that and be able to check out some numbers that we've created for current users. Again, we will tell you the truth. Past results do not predict future results. We have traders that actively trade for themselves, so you will see that it constantly goes. It's a revolving door, but we have past results, we have present results, and you will be part of our future results when you turn around and lock arms with us instead of trying to figure this out for yourself. But again, we're completely fine with showing you the ugly, the raw, the real, because those who don't, if you follow them long enough, you'll find out that most are out to get you, or even worse, they can't produce the results that they're telling you about because they're lost too. But if you're looking for somebody who can help you keep control of your crypto, and I'll touch on that and see if my little phrase here is done, as well as profit from that crypto that you keep your control over, then look no further, because we the ones. And in this world, the main difference, the night and day, the breath of fresh air that I get from major entrepreneurs and successful business owners who choose to use our service is the fact that I send out a message. I say, hey, I got a crypto trading service, and I get clicked off at the knees. Yo, bro, I don't want to hear about that. I don't send my crypto away. That's dangerous. And I say, wait. I agree with all the things that you're saying. I never once said you have to send your crypto away. And they say, okay, what are you talking about then? You have my attention, because everything else that I've ever heard about in crypto trading has always been send your money to somebody, or in this case, send your crypto to somebody and trust that they're a man or woman of their word when it comes time to get your seed back out, or when it comes, even sometimes when it comes time to get what profit is owed to you back out. You're waiting on it. You're sitting on it. They're trying to explain why they made a profit in real time, but they're paying you not on time, or sometimes not at all. So in this world, we actually do the first step of trust with you, because you're allowed to hook up to our master trader account on the crypto exchange that we use called BitUnix, which is the oldest crypto trading platform that allows crypto's futures trading in the United States, and one of the oldest around the world. So, and it's number one in security as far as having dealt with the least or the fewest problems of people having hacking and all the things that Ken taught you about your financial literacy side, where you park your crypto to feel safe about it. Go look for yourself at the overwhelming good reports about them not dealing with cybersecurity fraud and not dealing with cybersecurity hacking and things like that. You'll feel very comfortable with the crypto exchange that we chose, and the ability to turn around and make your account on that crypto exchange just like you have a Kraken account, or just like you have a Coinbase account, or just like you have, if you're overseas, a Blowfin account or a Bybit account, or these kind of accounts. You have a BitUnix account in your name that you have complete control over. And with one click of a button, you're able to copy our master trader account, and that's your whole responsibility. There's no more on your shoulders except for what Ken pointed out, where you want to come and in real time see the trades that we're making, throw your ones in the comments, because of course, like we said, we're the ones, so we'll always encourage you to drop a one emoji with us, and to share your screenshot results of what you have. And for those of you who maybe have tried network marketing and tried direct sales before, and you feel like you just aren't good at it, this is going to be the first time that you feel like you're good at it, because we consistently win enough. Again, we don't win every trade, and anybody who tells you that is either going to tie your money up for months, or they're flat out lying to you to get you to join them. We don't win every trade, but we win enough that where you can take a screenshot of your win as often as it happens, and you can post it on social media, and day 3, day 7, day 100, day 300, the people who follow you on social media, and the algorithm who does a really good job of finding you people who would be interested in the content that you're sharing nowadays, they're going to say, hey, I see you constantly are making $10 or $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 on this crypto trading thing. Like, what's going on? And you say, yeah, what's really cool is I don't do it myself. And they go, huh? And that you go, yeah, these are results that are being done for me. And that's why you can tell the enthusiasm every time I post, because I'm opening up my phone and seeing the wins and seeing the losses, but seeing the wins, and I'm sharing them. And they go, well, how do I get involved with something like that? Because subconsciously, from that one interaction, they will understand, since you aren't the master behind the master trading, they don't have to be the master behind the master trading either. And since it's passively creating profits for you, a bar from them not knowing how to create a simple account and press a button, like I just explained, it will create passive profits for them. So you will go from maybe feeling like you're not a superstar in the direct sales or in the network marketing world, to all of a sudden going and realizing that all you ever actually needed was the consistent story to tell, and you did have a following that would also join you in things, and we're providing that for you. But even if you're uncomfortable with sharing your results, which I haven't found a single member of our community that after quite a few wins didn't go, man, I gotta copy and paste this somewhere. Like I can't just be sitting on these screenshots in my phone and showing my wife or showing my kids or showing my buddy at work. Either my buddy at work went ahead and hopped in, so I gotta post it somewhere. So if you're for some reason not willing to share it though, this works for you in just a direct sales kind of way. You hook in, you let the master trader do what he's already doing for himself, and then you get to copy his notes. You get to copy his homework in a way that, by the way, you don't have to show up on time, and you don't have to copy and paste the signal. You don't have to understand the layouts and how to place a futures trading net. None of that. You needed to create a BitUnix account. We even send you the link, and then we send you the master trader name, and with the click of a button, your account is now copying the master trader account. Of course, you do have to, one extra step, fund your BitUnix account with whatever crypto you want to trade with. So literally in 3 steps, you could go from watching and listening to Ken and I talk right now to having a crypto trading account set up that you have complete control over because it's a crypto exchange in your name. You didn't have to send us your crypto, which means you could feel comfortable putting whatever size capital that you want to work within. And it's creating a passive income for you. And then we actually extend the olive branch of trust because we take half of the profits, but we don't have control of the profits. We actually trust you to turn the profit that we create for you to withdraw it and send it to us, which again is as simple as taking our Bitcoin address or our USDT address or whichever favorite crypto that you like to send crypto forms in. Will happily send you that address, and then you save it so that it could be one click in your exchange. And then when you withdraw your funds from your crypto trading and you click the send button, it'll send us our half of the profits. And we host a lot of recognition based games, if you will, for the community that's sending in the profits, because we want you to send them in on time every time, and we want you to feel good about it, and we want you to understand that we're going to bat for you, for those of you who are comfortable building a team, because your team's going to be sending in profits that we're going to be taking and sending you a percentage of if you decide to recruit. Another reason why we haven't found anybody who's not willing to share their screenshot, because if it's working for you and you could get one person, 10 people, 100 people that it's also working for on your team, then when it wins for them and they send us our half of the crypto, you get a percentage of those winning. So you can turn around and have your mind blown by creating results for yourself that you didn't have to lift a finger for, sending in your part of the profits, and receiving the profit split that's coming in from the people that you shared this with. Or simply, it stops at step number 2. If you don't want to share it with it, you can create results for yourself that you didn't have to create. You didn't have to lift your fingers to create. And then you can turn around and have those, in a click of a button, results sit, or those profits sit in. And that's the entire responsibility for you to have a cash flowing income stream for yourself. That's, by the way, as Ken pointed out, it's paying you in crypto. So if you're turning around and you're taking your profits and you're buying Bitcoin with it, you're just transferring it from USDT, which is what you trade in, to Bitcoin, then you're buying crypto right now where Bitcoin's at $60 a Bitcoin. And when it goes back to 120, and as we know with this upcoming bull run, it usually goes further past the all-time high on these things. When it goes beyond that, now the Bitcoin that you were making today is worth double there, or it could be worth even more than that if it goes past 120. So these kind of things are where you're turning around and creating results for yourself right now that either are spendable, and guys, you'll hear about, Q and Ken and their amazing solution for you to be able to spend your crypto in real time, and I'll pass it to Ken to talk about that as well. Or you could be diligent, obviously having the consultant on your side. He's going to teach you what you should be doing if you're thinking, well, Ken, I don't actually need to spend these earnings. How do I set up generational wealth? How do I set up true financial freedom for everybody in my world who was lucky enough to be born into my bloodline? And then Ken will be able to coach you along the way of the cryptos you should be looking at, the financial literacy practices you should be putting into place for yourself, and how to be able to take the passive crypto that's being created for you and put it places to where your last name will thank you for generations. So, Ken. Also, I think you're muted on. Yeah, yeah. I still see a.
Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Can you hear me now?
Yep, yep.
That was crazy because the mic didn't have an X through it. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I thought I was good the whole time. Obviously, I wasn't, but yeah, appreciate that, man. Information that you shared. I got Mr. Coach D, Demetrius Ezra's popping on. I see him popping in there. The information you shared was really, really powerful, man. And that's what it's all about. Having ways for people to leverage this technology and actually get into the markets in real time with real results, with strategies that are proven. And I would say, like you said, you're not going to not ever take losses, but we understand how to mitigate. Well, number one, the actual traders that we're leveraging understand the market, right? They've been doing this for years and years and years, and they've got what, a 90 plus, higher than that, I think is 95, 97% win rate, right? You're allowing the individual, the expert, to go into the market and decipher all that stuff that you don't have to decipher and you don't have to understand. You don't have to, to know and none of that stuff. You're taking your assets, you're putting them in position on an exchange like BitUnix, right? And allowing that exchange to connect to the trader's account, allowing them to do what they do best, number one, for their household, but then you get to kind of tag along, right? You get to copy off their homework, so to speak. And that's a powerful thing, man. So really, really excited about, that platform and what it's going to bring to the community. And I'm really looking forward to what we're connecting on the back end, for those that go through the process, of getting that assessment done, knowing where they are when it comes to crypto, knowing where they are when it comes to understanding the blockchain, and having those assets there. I don't care what amount it is, a couple of $100, couple of $1,000, whatever that number is, it doesn't matter. But putting those assets into deploy mode, into a mode to where they go out and they start accumulating and they start compounding and they start earning based off of you just going and living your life. That's the beauty of this technology. And like I said earlier, we've been in projects to where we had a taste of that, where you could walk into a movie theater with your family, spend $50, and you come out and you made $80 based off what other things, what leverage you had in the technology. That's what we're talking about. That's the kind of lifestyle that you need to be aware of, that you need to be experiencing, right? It's different when your money can outpace what you could ever do for it. Everything it's another level. And I'm talking like I'm talking like $300, $400, $500, $1,000, couple thousand, depending upon your position, depending upon your seed, right? It could be a lot bigger, right? But again, it's patience, it's discipline, it's consistency. My good friend Coach D, Demetrius Ezra is on. That's what he taught me: patience, consistency, and discipline, consistency, and patience. That's what's really necessary in this market to win. Because again, when you scale out on these different assets and these different stocks, I don't care what it is you're investing in or depositing money into or putting your money to work into, at the end of the day, time is your biggest asset. And when you zoom out and you see Bitcoin did this today, and then tomorrow it does this again, well, last year it was doing this and it was doing this. So today's this doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Because of the time. So you have to change this thing in between your ears, this brain, the way you think, the mentality, the way that you're understanding how money really works. Time is a part of that equation. It has to be. You can't take time out of the formula to go out there and create wealth. It's not going to happen. Right now, you can do it if you just rolling the dice and just going to Vegas in hopes that you'll hit red or black or blackjack 21, all that. Yeah, you can do that all day long. But we're talking about real strategy, real structure, real infrastructure, and real real tools and protocols that really give you power in the market because they're already here. This isn't this what's new to the banks is not new to it. It's new to you because you didn't see it, but it's always been here. This technology has always been available. It's just now there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of infrastructure. There's a lot of attention on it because of that's just how it is. That's the timing of things. It couldn't be better right now. So if anything, it's showing you that it's real, right? And I think that's what most people need to see. No longer are you questioning this technology or are you questioning if it can work for you. You just got to question whether you're ready, right? Am I ready to take the digital readiness assessment, right? So that's what I want to ask people. Are you ready to take the assessment? No matter where you are in life, no matter where you've been in digital asset space, you need to take the assessment, find out where you are, and then we can help you from that point on, right? So that's where we're at. So yeah, excited about, what we've been sharing today. And I got my good friend, Coach D. I'm gonna make you admin because I know I had a different link on earlier. But Coach D, man, we go back, man, years and years and years. Definitely a brother of mine and somebody's got a background in the military, 20 plus years there, just building incredible, just history, and legacy with the military and military family. And the guy's got a knack for explaining things in a very simple way and, really loving on people, man. I think that's the key thing about Coach D, man. He really cares about you. He really wants you to win. And, we've been through a lot together, a lot of ups and downs. Some of these platforms I talked about, winning and loss, all that stuff is part of it, man. But the timeline is just powerful to scale back and see we're still here. The key thing, we never quit. 3 feet from goal, we keep digging. He's got an incredible platform in the traditional space that he's building right now with Freedom Legacy Holding Group. And I know it's all going to tie together when it comes to, let me see, I think I got this thing.
I think everybody's moving now.
You hear me now? There we go. There we go. My bad. Yeah, I moved around my office. I'm not where I usually am. So a lot of stuff firing off different. But like I said, his foundation and what he's doing, what he's putting together is amazing. It's all going to tie together when it comes to your wealth, right? Trust, access to information that is already out there, but the way that he's going to deliver it, retirement, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's a lot of things that he has available, access to, contacts that he has, relationships that he has, that's going to take you from just having assets in the market to creating a legacy situation with those assets and how they're actually positioned and protected and secured under your name and under your entity, et cetera, vice versa, all that stuff. So Coach D, what's on your mind today? Thanks for being on, brother. I know this R-Link thing is new. This thing is awesome. I can't wait to show you this deal, but excited about it. Glad you were on, man. And just take it away. Just share what's on your heart like you always do. And appreciate you, man. I really do. Oh, let me see. I got to unmute you. I think you're not muted. You're still muted. Click request. Yeah, it looks like right down in the middle there. Click to, you're on the click to request unmute. There we go. Let me see, attendees, unmute, mute everyone. Okay, I took that off, so you should be good on that. It could be the new setup, man. I see you though. I definitely see you. It's just that mic is not on. There we go. There we go.
Man, it said it was on, but I was just sitting here looking.
I know it's weird. It said I was on earlier. I had to click the green mic twice, and then it let me on. So
that's what it did.
We learn every day. Yeah. Crazy. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, take it away. Hey, man, thanks for being on, man.
I just been quiet, in the background. I've seen you grow over the last 2 weeks, explode, and seeing how you're doing things. But having things happen in your life, man, changes that a couple weeks ago, guys. Let me just tell y'all something that really changed my life, and Ken knows this. I had my dog died, man. I had a Shih Tzu that was been with me for 17 years, man, and it was like a child. And he passed away, Ken. It just gave me a different view on life.
Yeah.
So the last 2.5, 3 weeks, man, I've been somewhere else, just thinking about unconditional love, just stuff like that. And then my son, Ken, as you know, who's in the military, he's 14. He just picked up a milestone achievement in rank last week. So
awesome,
he's deployed again. He's deployed again over, where everybody in that Straits of Hormuz area.
Yeah.
So where my mind at is on that. But I was able to have a conversation with him that he's going through something that I already went through. And he sent me a heartfelt message just saying, Dad, thank you for being there, as always. But he told me he would never go in the military. And he just carried a career milestone. But what I want to say, Ken, is what you're doing is so powerful. What everybody's doing is powerful.
Yeah, there you go.
We're all doing it in our own way.
We're doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it in your own way. And so many of us, even myself, was trying to say, if you're not doing it my way, Ken, you're not doing it the right way. We will say, we didn't say it, but we said it subconsciously, So we would go online and people would attack you, not attack you, they'll come on your post and say stuff. And I used to be one of those. Let's be honest. Hey, man, you need to do this like this. But you know what? No. But guess what I attended this week? I was in the shadows. Invest Fest here in Atlanta.
I've been seeing.
I was in the shadows now.
Right.
Like I said, good people, bad people, they everywhere. It was just a big intermingle amongst all that. But what I learned, as my friends say, learnt with a T instead of learned. learnt, you get
learned it. I learned it.
I learned it.
This real talk here, folks. Real talk.
Yeah. What I learned this weekend was this. You need a 20-year plan.
There it is.
Not a 4-year, 5-year. It's what you're doing now. Are you going to be doing it 20 years from now? Because everything that we're looking at, the stuff that you're talking about in this digital space, didn't just happen. The system already knew that cryptocurrency, digital currency 20 years ago was going to be where it's at now. It was what you always taught me, kid, the adoption phases. We're just in another adoption phase. We're in the most critical adoption phase right now than ever before. So what you're teaching in the unbanked community, the unbanked show, the unbanked strategy is the most important phase of adoption. Because you got to own your control and own your own keys, your assets. If you don't get this first pillar down, you 20 years from now, 5 years, you're going to go back and have to relearn this. So for someone who's watching this live or watching the recording, pay attention, because you're gonna have to answer for what you didn't do. 20 years from now, your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, whatever, gonna say, Papa, you didn't. Why didn't you get in charge? Didn't get a piece of this digital currency? Why didn't you? Because we all had a chance to get a part of the stock market. We all had a chance to become part of the .com era.
Right.
We just didn't do it because we didn't have a 20-year vision. In the military, that's what we had. I remember in 2000, they were talking about Joint Vision 2020. They were talking about Joint Vision 2020 when I got commissioned. In 2000, I used to go to meetings in communication about Joint Vision 2020. What time is it right now? It's 2026.
Yes.
They're talking about Joint Vision 2040 now. So I'm telling you, whether you like it or not, either you're going to see it or your kids are going to see it. Are you willing to be disciplined, consistent, and patient to learn what you don't know or what you think you thought you knew?
Right.
I mean, I can go on and on. I don't want to go, but it's just at that point, man, everybody get access. I don't care who you get it from. And that's what I love about Kid. We don't care who you get it from. We're just sharing the knowledge. If you want to go do it, do the research and go down your own rabbit holes, go. But if you want to do it in a community form where I know somebody who's going to take care of you, I'm not just saying that because he's a friend, a brother, from another mother. I'm not just use all those, saying this.
Right.
I know his heart. I know where he at.
Yeah.
Yes, we've all tried
Likewise.
things, man.
Yeah.
I know we've all tried things and everything hadn't came out perfect. Everybody lose money, make money together. When you're making money together, everything's cool. But when you lose money together, it's your fault for inviting me to the platform.
Right.
So, right.
Yeah.
I mean, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going, bro.
Keep going, man. And it's gonna be powerful. So, hey, how many days left to January 1st, 2027?
Man, all I know is back to school tomorrow, this week, and you know what happens when that starts. It's like a blur. It just before you know it, it's November 24th and Thanksgiving, and it's a wrap. It's over. It's over. So
man, keep doing what
not
you're
too
doing.
many.
I can't wait to be able, continue to come on to the Unbanked Show. I love the name. I love everything about it. Keep doing your thing, man. And for those that are just want to be bandwagon fans, like everybody going to Philly now, I'm gonna leave that alone. But everybody running to Philly now to be with LeBron.
I love it. Yeah. Hey.
But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna stop.
No, you good.
But what people don't realize is whether you like the player or not, it's the value he brings to the economy.
Big time. Everybody's waiting.
Hey, everybody's eating now in Philly. You know what?
Yeah.
Ticket sales has went crazy already. They was already rabid fans. Imagine what Philly fans gonna be like now.
Oh my gosh. Unfortunately,
I love using entertainment, sports, and stuff because I see the money side of the game.
No, it's real. It's real.
As I told you before, kid, these owners don't care if they win a championship. That's fans' fantasies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about dollars and cents.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dollars and cents. So man,
follow the money.
Yeah.
Do what they follow the money and do what they do. They know how to leverage. They leverage. They know how to do.
I guarantee you they using digital currency.
Oh, come on now. Are you about to have a Philly coin in a minute with an eagle on it, with a Liberty Bell on it? Hey, you know what? That's a great segue, Coach. Check this out. So guess what I found out late last week? Check this. Watch this. And I don't know if I posted this or not. Wyoming launched their crypto. Wyoming is the first U.S. state to issue its own fiat-backed stablecoin, the Frontier Stable Token, FRNT, pegged 1-to-1 to the U.S. dollar and backed by cash and short-term treasuries with a 2% over-collateralization buffer. FRNT is available to public via Kraken across multiple major blockchains. Folks, a state got its own money tied to the so you know what's about to happen, Coach. They're just seeing if it's going to work. I heard North Dakota just got going. They started, what is that? Before you know it, it's going to be Texas. Then it's Florida. You know Florida waiting. They can't wait. So I'm just like, folks, you can no longer. This is crazy. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
But if you go back and look at the history of money, every state had their own currency in the beginning.
Boom. History has a way of repeating itself. Yes.
Every state had their own history. What happened was when things went across state lines, they couldn't.
Right.
That's what the problem happened because, say in Georgia and Alabama, we charged different. There was no stability. So that's when the Fed came in and created the whole federal system of money. And so we're going back to the thing. We're going back, but it's got to be a stable coin. It got to be something that everybody can recognize and use 1-to-1.
Yes.
So it's coming back, whether we like it or not. It's coming back.
Absolutely. Here's the article. So this is Payments Died. Wyoming has big plans, right? The first state issued stablecoin or token is being deployed to reduce card interchange costs and simplify payments to vendors, right? Beautiful place. I would love to have. I'm gonna have some property there one day. I love Wyoming. Legislators have given the Cowboy State new stable token, and guess what, folks? This is new information. The state became the first in the U.S. to publicly sell. That's probably me. Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure y'all can hear me.
Now you're muted. No, you're muted. Click your button again.
There we go. Yeah, that's crazy. Gotta talk to him about that. But anyway, it's really on my end because I got a new setup and my audio and my setup the way it normally is. But back to the article, the stablecoin or the state became the first in the U.S. to publicly sell a stablecoin, beginning on, this has already happened, January 7th. 1.5 million in sales through the 13th. That's pretty impressive, right? So they've worked, here you go, coach, for several years to place their state at the forefront of this. Ain't new. I bet it was 20 years ago. And they was thinking, I wonder if we can go into digital currency. Come on, man, this is not new stuff. They're always the visionary stuff, is what, like right now, they're already you already know, China, Japan, places overseas, they're always 10, 20 years ahead of us when it comes to tech. So this is not new. I'm pretty sure they have all this stuff created over there already. So it's just interesting. But beyond education, however, the token faces several other goals as it grows. One of the biggest is to curb credit card interchange expenses, right? So it's all about money, dollars and cents, along with prospect of lower property tax rates in the future. So yeah, it's really interesting. You can just ask quality questions, get quality answers, folks. It's all out here. This is nothing. There's nothing new under the sun, and this space is growing by leaps and bounds every single day. Like I said, just found that Forbes article earlier about $5.5 trillion bet. Why every major bank, not just one, every major bank is racing to put Wall Street on the blockchain. Every one of them. And then you drop down and you see Wells Fargo, so you already know what that means. JP Morgan, Citigroup. So watch what they do what they do, follow the money. And the question was, when I had ChatGPT write this up this morning, it was perfectly asked here. Let me see that question. It said, join, it said, rapidly going. It said, why it matters to you. Where was that one here? I want to make sure I get this right. Here it is right here. It said, for years, everyday people were told crypto was dangerous, speculative, right? And something banks wanted nothing to do with. Now banks are building digital asset infrastructure themselves. So this morning, I want to ask a different question. I want you to ask a different question. If the institutions are preparing and laying the foundation for this new financial system, what are you doing to prepare? And that's what it is. So you just, again, this happening whether we approve of it or not, or whether we like it or not. I would just rather leverage than just watch and get left, right? And just be left being a consumer, right? In the same place. This is the largest wealth transfer in the history of Earth, of the planet, because everything old is now coming to a new technology, right? All the real estate, all the commodities, all the bonds, all the banks, all the institutions, all the land, all the real estate, all that is coming and being moved to a new technology that we've had in our hands since 2011, 2012, these phones, technology, the blockchain. It's always been available for people. But of course, it takes time for the institutions and governments and, just all that to start to really see the value in it. Obviously, we had the power the whole time. They were trying to denounce it while we were just kind of believing what they were saying. Like it was, I'm guilty of it. I was like, I don't know if this crypto thing is going to work. It was so much volatility and just animosity and vitriol towards the space. I started believing it. And I'm over here was one of the people saying blockchain is bigger than Bitcoin. Blockchain is bigger than Bitcoin. We got to understand this. We got to educate ourselves. And I got off the rails. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got off the rails, after all that time. But, it is what it is. Now I'm back and I'm like, I kind of knew this was going to happen. And now that I have 11 years of experience helping people get into this space, it's the best time now, because now there is no questioning. There is no guesswork as to what is taking place and what inevitably is happening. So, yeah, man, this has been good. I appreciate you guys being on. Y'all got anything y'all want to add, anything on y'all mind? Coach, come explain what you do. I know that's important too. This is also a collaborative. Even though the name has changed, this is Unbanked You Show. I do want to collaborate and let people know, when people are on here that have value, share that value with the audience. You never know who's listening. You never know who's going to see this, and share what you do, because you have a very important part in this what's happening in the space. Like what's happening in digital assets is inevitably going to be impacted by how you set everything up, and how you go about your business, right? Because what good is having access to assets and wealth if you don't know how to protect it and secure it, right?
Getting a little hold up, Ken. I can't. It's freezing up. Can you hear me? It lost you again. Click your mic again.
Yeah, we,
Yeah. Yeah. Click it again. I don't hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a weird system.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. Very
Figured out.
system.
But yeah, like I was saying, what you bring to the table is very valuable. And for me, for me to show people how to, bring their assets, into this new space, they're going to have to be protected. They're going to have to know how to secure that and how to create a legacy situation. Because the last thing you want to do is to create wealth for yourself and not be protected and not secure it and not have it to where you could pass that on and leave those that your family in a better place, because we all got that timeline expiring at some point, so you play a critical role in how I approach the market, how I help people with the digital asset, because if all this real world asset is coming over to this new technology, what you do is still the foundation of how you create wealth with this tech and with these assets, right? It's still the foundation of it. So yeah, just kind of explain what you do and what Freedom Legacy is all about.
Well, yeah, Ken. Well, I'm, for the guys that don't know me, Demetrius Etheridge. I go by Coach D on the line, but I'm a retired military veteran, man. I did 24 years in the Navy, all in the field of communications. 2 days after I graduated from high school in 1985, I tell my age, I went in the military. 24 years later, I retired at the age of 42. And for the last 17 years, man, I've just been working online. Didn't go into the contractor field. I didn't do none of that. I was all about working because I had a 20-year plan. I just said that earlier. The military gave me a 20-year plan. After 4 years in it, I knew if I do 20 years, I would get a check for the rest of my life. So I did that, and I advanced through the ranks and, did that. But I'm going to say the last 17 years, Ken, I got away, as you said, I got away from my 20-year plan. If I'd have did a 20-year plan the way I did in the military, man, there's no telling where I'd be at now. But now I got another 20-year plan, and it's all about helping people build out their legacy. I call it Freedom Legacy Holding Group. Freedom. Everybody wants financial freedom. That's all we talk about. But you're talking about how to build your legacy while getting that financial freedom and how to hold on to it through education, through community networking, through collaboration, not competition. And then to build your group, your tribe. Mine might be different from yours, but we're not in competition. But I can take aspects of your community, aspects I see BJ community, aspect of anybody else around, and we can work together. And one of the hard things we've been taught, we're so competitive in all areas of life that we compete on stuff when we should be collaborating. You notice the best teams are the ones that collaborate. They're not trying to get their stats. They're not trying to do all that. They're working together. They make their extra pass. They bunt in baseball to get the runner over. They sacrifice themselves to make a block in football so they can get a first down. So it's all those things. And in business, we need to do the same thing. But one thing I learned is that the structure behind everything we do, you still need to make sure you understand it. That's why I love life insurance. I'm a life insurance agent, but that's not the deal. I was thinking, man, let me help you get life insurance so you can pass it down. That's just one piece. The main piece of life insurance and everything else is making sure you have your will, your power of attorney, and your trust all together. Because wealthy people, or people, I'm going to use the word wealthy, people that understand how system works. I'm not going to say wealthy. People that understand how the system works, understand that whenever money is involved, they have to make sure that it's protected, because if something happens to you or me, I can no longer speak for myself, but my trust, my will, and my power of attorney can do all the talking if I'm incapacitated or if I'm no longer in this earth. And that's what wealthy people do. They make sure they have everything in place. So when they pass or they leave this space, everyone knows what's supposed to happen. And that's what those documents are. They're so important, especially now in today's age in the digital space. because you can just go create a document just like that, and you can edit it and change it real easily now in this space. But a lot of us, since we don't know, we're still operating on the same old space. Do you know probate is so huge now in every state? I want you guys to go look up probate in your county. How many people go to probate court? And guess what? The state, the county is making so much money because we don't have these 3 directives in place. You don't have a trust, you don't have a will or a power of attorney. And they get anywhere from 3 to 10% of your family assets just because you didn't have these documents in place.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Free money.
Free money, man.
Say free game
on your side of the table. Wow,
yeah.
Just for some documents.
Just for some documents. How many people lose money on a checking or savings account because their spouse or nobody else is on their account? So now it has to go to probate. You know, it's a lot of things we do. You know, a lot of things that we just don't understand the power of understanding how system works, and it works everywhere. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still building it out. I have it in place, but that 20-year plan I'm telling you about, that's what this is about. Making sure you have a 20-year plan. I'll be 60 years old next May. You know how many people go into a senior adult care over the next 20 years? It's going to be crazy, the amount of people, your parents.
A lot of boomers, yeah.
Kids. I'm 60. I'll be 60 next year. My mother and father has already transitioned. They've been 8 and 7 years ago. But a lot of my high school friends, their parents are at that point now, and a lot of people are going into probate because of this. So I had to restructure what I'm doing over the last year and put some things in place to help me. It's not about, it's bigger than what we think it is. So I just want to kind of give you a touch on what's going on. So start looking at those things, man. If you're listening to this, start making sure if your parents are still in their right mind right now, in they right facility, y'all need to sit down and have a conversation. Right. Because what happens is a lot of times when this happens, nobody's expecting dad or mom to have a stroke or heart attack or whatever. And now we're battling, trying to figure out how to get everything in order, because now they're thinking you're trying to take my house, you're trying to take my property. No, we need to have these conversations before they get incapacitated. So go and start researching that. And, you know, man, if you need help, reach out, get to Ken, get to me. I just want to make sure people understand that it's bigger than our pride, our ego. It's bigger than all that. So, man, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, man. Boy, I got somebody trying to hop in here. I think it's Raul. Let me see. Yeah, I think something you said was really, really key, you know, and it goes back to that word time, man. It's so valuable. What we do with our time is so valuable. And Coach, we talk about this all the time, the distractions, you know, the amount of distractions, the amount of things that's going on with just life that could really take us off of our game that we should be paying attention to. Right. And these things, boy, they say you can pay now or pay later. Whew. Boy, that's so many levels of that. I mean, you're talking about your health, you're talking about your wealth, you're talking about, I mean, it's a lot when you use that. It's so many different types of, you know, categories that can fall into. But this one we're talking about now, boy, you know, you're talking about wealth. You're talking about, you know, something so important. Maybe I would think most people, out of everybody globally, they're looking for a handful of things. They're looking for good health, you know, to live a long, healthy, prosperous life, you know, that their kids have the same ability, you know, that they could vacation and enjoy time with their family, and they can create wealth. You know, their wealth is very, very important, right? And you know, money's not everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. It helps you breathe a little bit better, a little bit more if you have a little bit more of it, right? You got to put that in perspective as well. So, yeah, man, we got to start really taking advantage of the time that we have to make sure that those we care about the most have the ability to leverage what we put together. You know, I think that's key because, you know, my parents are still alive, and, you know, I'm hopeful they'll live another 30, 40 years and, you know, live out their years. But, you know, I want to make sure that they have their ducks in a row. you know, not to leave me something, but to just not be able to just give away what they created. You know, I mean, think about it. You do all this hard work, put all these hours in just to give away portions of it because you're not, you know, you're not positioned, you're not structurally sound. And I know this stuff don't cost. I know the cost of not doing it is way outweighs the cost of putting it together, or say the investment of putting it together. I know for a fact, you know, Coach was talking about 3-10% probate, bro. That's just one thing. What about all the other fees and admin this and to the state this and taxes? And my goodness, you know, I can only imagine, you know, what else that entails. So yeah, man, this is a powerful conversation. It looks like I had somebody else pop in there. I think Raul popped in there. Somebody, I added him in here, but he's not showing up. But anyway, I just wanted to tap in on that. Anybody else got anything? We can start wrapping this up. We've been on here. Well, actually, I was planning to be. Yeah, I've been on here almost 2 hours trying to figure this thing out, but we got it. It's 12:30 Central Time, 1:30, almost 1:30 Eastern Time. I only want to be on here about an hour, maybe 20-30 minutes, so we're good to go. But won't let me in. Somebody said it won't let me in. Can you call me? Nah, we're about to hop off. But anyway, we're good, man. I appreciate everybody being on. This platform is really, really cool. I'm learning how to use it. I was using StreamYard, but found this decentralized, you know, tokenized platform called R-Link. And Coach, me and you, we're familiar with this. We played with this, but they have done some upgrading. I'll tell you that. So I think I've earned some rewards here, some real USDT holding these, a couple of, you know, dollars here and there just by being on and sharing information. And I look forward to growing with this platform as well. So so that's been my time, folks. Another Unbanked You show in the books. We'll see you Wednesday at Wealth Wisdom Wednesday. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're here on unbankedyou.live. And you never know where we might end up, you know, talking. Coach D came in and blessed us with some amazing information. And that's what this is about. You know, it's not about me. It's not about Unbanked You. This is just I'm just a conduit. Unbanked You is just a catalyst for everybody to collaborate and share their value to the world, to their communities, and overspill into other communities and people that you've never met. You never know how your words, how your information could impact other people. And we're better together. That's all I got. So we'll see you on the next one. We are out of there. Thanks, everybody, for being on.